Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is finally in for Monday, September 8th, 2025. In today's episode, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, taunts Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, with a photo message. Plus, Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, won't allow Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, to leave her. Taylor is shocked. Ridge claims he loves her. The psychologist replies that he just loves Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, more. The man claims this isn't about Brooke. Taylor refuses to let him go without a fight. She's not going to let Brooke and Eric Forrester, John McCook, tear them apart. Taylor says that Ridge accepted her proposal, which means he intended to follow through. She won't allow Brooke to do this to them. She rants about how Ridge can't see how toxic Brooke is. The blonde is going to ruin his life. She refuses to allow Ridge to leave their family again. At Forrester Creations, Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, lectures Brooke. The man is excited for Tridge and hopes the blonde will back off. His family has suffered too much because of her. Brooke says they had a magical moment in Italy. Thomas repeats that Ridge is marrying Taylor. In another office, Will and Katie, Logan, Heather Tom, talk about the mystery girl. The woman thinks the mystery girl needs to be held responsible. It's starting to get to Will that he can't tell Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, about this mystery. Katie will support whatever decision her son makes. Will isn't sure he can keep lying to Electra. The mother suggests leaving this in the past since nothing will come from that fateful night. At Lee Finnegan's, Naomi Matsuda apartment, Luna smiles as she thinks about Will. The doctor doesn't like that look on her face. Luna asks if Lee fantasizes about hot doctors. "Lol, that was funny, Luna." Lee is not as amused as I am by Luna's comment. The doctor repeats that there is no place for Will in Luna's future. Her freedom isn't even secret yet. If she doesn't keep herself under control, this won't end well. Luna wants her grandmother to be proud. She's mostly followed the rules. She can have a normal life. Luna says that she will have a normal life as long as things with Will go her way. Lee demands to know what that means. Luna is vague. Lee claims that she's going to whip her in shape. She'll have to get 2 jobs so she won't turn out like Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park. After Lee leaves, Luna stares at Will's picture again. She won't have to get 2 jobs if she marries a Spencer. Luna pulls out a pregnancy test. Then, she takes a photo of Electra's mask and texts it to Will. Monday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful set the stage for a week of escalating tension, heartache, and secret agendas. From Luna's cryptic messages to Taylor's determined stance against rejection and Will's unnerving fixation, the day offered fans an intense mix of suspense, emotional confrontation, and the subtle undercurrents of danger that have become signature to the Forrester universe. Here's a scene-by-scene recap of the drama that unfolded. The day opened with a close-up of Luna, pacing anxiously in a dimly lit room. Her fingers trembled as she held a phone, staring at the screen as if it held the key to her future. The message she had just sent was simple, yet foreboding. "I know what you did. It's time to pay." Though the recipient remained unseen, the audience immediately sensed that Luna was stepping into dangerous territory. Earlier, Luna had been wrestling with a mix of paranoia and obsession. The fallout from her previous actions, particularly her fixation on Liam and her recent confrontations with the Forrester family, had left her isolated. In today's episode, the writers brilliantly highlighted Luna's inner turmoil, showing how her fear of rejection and desire for control were beginning to converge into something much more dangerous. When the phone beeped with a reply, Luna's face lit up with a mix of triumph and apprehension. The message was brief. "Meet me, now." It was the kind of open-ended threat that sent chills down the spine of any Forrester fan. Was this a confrontation? An attempt at revenge? or a trap carefully designed by Luna herself? The episode didn't immediately answer, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Luna's scenes were interspersed with flashbacks of her interactions with Liam, reminding viewers of the tension that had been building for weeks. Her obsession had grown from subtle hints to overt confrontations, and now it seemed she was ready to escalate matters to a more dangerous level. The show's writers used lighting and camera angles to emphasize Luna's instability. Tight, close-ups on her eyes, shaky handheld shots, and shadows that seemed to loom over her every movement. By the end of her storyline for the day, it was clear that Luna's next moves could upend the lives of everyone at Forrester Creations. Meanwhile, the focus shifted to Taylor, whose storyline brought a mix of heartfelt emotion and defiance. Taylor's refusal to accept rejection, whether from Ridge, the Forrester family, or her own insecurities, drove the narrative of her day. The episode opened with Taylor confronting Ridge in the Forrester boardroom. Ridge, ever the conflicted heartthrob, tried to express his reservations about their relationship. He mentioned the past, the betrayals, misunderstandings, and the emotional baggage that had piled up over decades. Taylor, however, was having none of it. "Ridge," she said, her voice steady but tinged with emotion, "I've been through too much to walk away now. I refuse to be pushed aside." Her words carried weight, and the camera lingered on Ridge's face, showing a man torn between desire and doubt. Taylor's confrontation wasn't just about Ridge, it was about her reclaiming agency in a world that had repeatedly challenged her. The show's creative team did a remarkable job illustrating her vulnerability alongside her strength. She wasn't just demanding Ridge's attention, she was asserting her worth, reminding viewers why Taylor has remained such a compelling character for decades. The tension escalated as Taylor refused to back down, even when Ridge expressed his fear of making the wrong choice. She reminded him of the moments they had shared, the love that had endured despite countless trials. By the end of the boardroom scene, Taylor's stance was clear. She would not accept rejection quietly, and she would fight for what she wanted. Consequences be damned. Parallel to the adult drama, the younger generation's storylines provided a different type of tension, particularly Will's unsettling fixation. Will has always been portrayed as intense and somewhat obsessive, but Monday's episode highlighted just how deep his fixation had become. The scene opened with Will following Luna, almost silently, as she moved through the Forrester corridors. His gaze lingered longer than socially acceptable, and the camera zoomed in on his clenched fists, signaling both anticipation and frustration. Viewers could feel the unease building. Will wasn't just concerned, he was consumed. At Forrester Creations, Will's behavior began to draw attention. Steffi noticed his distracted demeanor and confronted him. "Will, what's going on with you?" she asked, her concern evident. Will's response was cryptic, almost unnerving. "I just can't stop thinking about it," he said, avoiding her gaze. The tension between his protective instincts and his obsessive tendencies was palpable. The show cleverly intertwined Will's storyline with Luna's, suggesting that his fixation might lead him into dangerous territory. Will's inability to detach from the drama around him mirrored Luna's own obsession, creating a narrative symmetry that underscored the episode's thematic focus on obsession, control, and the blurring of moral boundaries. As the episode progressed, the tension between Luna, Will, and the Forresters began to crystallize. Luna's cryptic message set the stage for a possible confrontation, and Will's obsession suggested that he might intervene or complicate matters further. A key scene involved Luna sneaking into the Forrester archives, ostensibly to retrieve something she believed was crucial to her plan. Will, lurking nearby, watched her movements with a mix of fear and fascination. The camera cut between their faces, heightening the suspense. Would Will alert someone? Or would he allow Luna to proceed, risking the fallout? Meanwhile, Taylor's storyline intersected subtly with the chaos. She was in a tense meeting with Ridge and Brooke, discussing family matters and Forrester Creations' future, when whispers of Luna's actions reached her. Though she didn't yet know the full extent of Luna's obsession, Taylor's instincts told her that danger was imminent. The show effectively used these intersecting storylines to build anticipation, making it clear that the consequences of Luna and Will's actions would ripple through the Forrester family. Monday's episode excelled at balancing high-stakes tension with emotional depth. Luna's obsession and Will's fixation were thrilling, but the writers also allowed moments of introspection and vulnerability. Taylor, for instance, had a quiet moment in her office, reflecting on her own past mistakes and regrets. She spoke to herself, voicing the fears that Ridge's hesitation had brought to the surface. This monologue allowed viewers to connect with her on a personal level, seeing beyond the defiant exterior to the woman who had endured heartbreak, betrayal, and uncertainty, yet remained unbroken. Similarly, Will's inner turmoil was showcased through a series of close-ups and voiceovers, revealing the complexity of his feelings. He wasn't simply being obsessive, he was grappling with loyalty, fear, and the weight of family expectations. The writing here was subtle but effective, giving the audience insight into why Will acted the way he did, even when his behavior teetered on the edge of dangerous. The episode closed with a classic B&B cliffhanger. Luna, having retrieved whatever she was after, slipped into the shadows of the Forrester estate, unaware that Will was following. Taylor, meanwhile, left her office determined to confront Ridge, setting up a confrontation that promised emotional fireworks in the next episode. The final shot lingered on Luna's face, illuminated by the soft glow of her phone screen as she typed another cryptic message. The suspense was palpable. Would Luna act on her plan immediately? Would Will intervene? And how would Taylor's refusal to accept rejection complicate the web of relationships and secrets that define the Forrester family? Monday's episode was a masterclass in tension-building and character-driven drama. Each storyline, Luna's message, Taylor's refusal, and Will's fixation, served to deepen the overarching narrative while offering fans plenty of cliffhangers to chew on. Luna. Her actions continue to blur the line between villainy and victimhood. The audience can't help but feel a mix of fear and sympathy, making her one of the most compelling characters of the week. Taylor. Her refusal to accept rejection adds layers to her character, showing that even decades into the show, she remains a force to be reckoned with. Her storyline reminds viewers why Taylor's relationships are so pivotal to the B&B universe. Will. His fixation serves as both a plot device and a character study, reflecting the pressures of growing up in a complex family and navigating intense, emotional landscapes. The interplay between these three characters sets up a week of high drama, with potential confrontations, revelations, and emotional payoffs that fans will be eagerly anticipating. With Luna's plans in motion, Taylor's determination unwavering, and Will's obsession growing, the week promises to be a roller coaster of suspense and emotion. Monday's episode laid the groundwork for multiple storylines to collide. Secrets will be revealed, alliances tested, and the Forrester family pushed to the brink. Fans should be particularly alert to the interactions between Luna and Will, as their dynamic could either avert or accelerate the chaos at Forrester Creations. Meanwhile, Taylor's refusal to back down ensures that personal relationships, as well as business decisions, will remain fraught with tension. In short, Monday, September 8th, was a textbook example of the bold and the beautiful at its best. Emotionally charged, suspenseful, and endlessly watchable. By the end of the day, viewers were left with one burning question: who will make the first move, and who will be left to pick up the pieces? Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.